Well, it's exactly been a year. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to second edition of Ideas of India. It's a flagship summit where we get together with topmost minds across polity, society, culture, business, and sports to understand where we are today and where can be tomorrow. Last year when we met here, COVID was still around us. I remember last year in this audience, a lot of people were wearing masks. Thanks to a massive, successful COVID vaccine that we rolled out, that today all of us are sitting in this audience without a mask. We survived COVID with the world's second widest vaccine rollout, of course, but the war that started exactly a year ago is still on. Where we are today seems to be on the edge of precipice. Russia's war on Ukraine has turned the world upside down, creating a crisis in energy and inflation. A climate catastrophe is causing unseasonal floods, unnatural drought. My colleague just mentioned about the earthquakes. Cities are sinking, some literally cracking up. A long COVID has caused psychological changes amongst people in the way they live, work, and love. And yet, women in Iran are fighting for their rights to be heard. Seen against all odds, democratic elections are rewarding performing government and throwing out the bad one. People everywhere were falling in and out of love, helping each other and building communities. In the word of Billy Joel, a performer of my vintage, we did not start the fire. It was always burning since the world has been turning. While we are seeing a long war in Europe, economic collapse in the neighborhood, India, as an Indian, we are so lucky and proud that what we have done in tackling COVID, managing economy during this recessionary time, and diligent and ebullient what we are. We are indeed a great civilization and a vibrant democracy. Today, as TV and digital network, we see we are at the cusp of the new era despite all the tyranny of rating that we face. That is my favorite topic and I don't want to digress from there, but yeah. We must, as a network, do what can make our country a better place than what we inherited. Ideas of India Summit is one initiative in this direction. We are covering all our countries, all over the country. What we are focusing on today is the green energy, green development, women empowerment, tech transformation, and we are lucky to be hosting G20 Summit, which we are proudly covering every day. We have 9 assembly elections coming up this year, followed by the general election 2024, in which it is expected that about 1 billion people will be eligible to vote, and many of them, millions of them for the first time. According to IMF, India is slated to account for half of the global growth by 2023. Just compare a tenth from the US and Europe. The Center for Economic Research and Business Research thinks that India could be well past Germany and Japan to become the world's third largest economy before 2035, close to $10 trillion. We are already a world leader in digital payments. We are looking to develop areas in solar energy, wind energy, green hydrogen production. I hope Nitin Gadkari ji is going to speak about tomorrow. And what we are seeing is that while the world is suffering the excess of unceasing growth, we are in the right direction as a country. More than that, despite a fractious, ruckus, and sometimes vexatious public discourses, we enjoy freedom, which are denied in many parts of the world. We revel in the freedom to educate ourselves, to express our opinions, aspire to a better life, and achieve it. It is these ideas that we have gathered here to discuss over the next 2 days, and we have the privilege of doing so with thought leaders from across the world. We have amongst you former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who has shattered all manner of glass ceiling in her political career. Very soon we'll be joined by a very senior leader from the biggest cultural organization in the country, which is the backbone of the current party in the power. We have academics, Some of the notable ones are sitting in the audience right now, who will explain to us who we are. We have actors coming and speaking today and tomorrow, who will tell us their stories. Sportswomen, some of them raise the banner of revolt against the years of inbuilt misogyny. Educators who bring to us the heartbeat of young Indians, and musicians who soothe our favored bros and mend our broken hearts. Like last year, we'll also see the fatalities behind frame, the humor that lightens the darkest thought, and humility that the weightiest intellectuals wear like a second skin. At ABP, we are the believer in the ideas of India. We believe in its democracy, in its demographic dividend, in its diversity, in its dynamism, and its dissent. At ABP, we believe in introspection and action. We believe that the idea of dharma is above all. We believe in the many ideas, identities, and incarnation of India. Over the next 2 days, friends, you will hear much more on this from many wonderful people. So enjoy. Let the second edition of the AP News Ideas of India Summit begin now. Thank you.
ABP Majha, उघडा डोळे बघा नीट.